Hey everyone, on today's episode, we'll be talking about men not being men anymore. So, I've noticed a society lately, I've noticed a lot of men out there not being real men.
Yeah,
And I'm sure you know what I'm talking
I
about.
mean it's been going on for quite a while now. It's been going on for years now, but it's definitely getting worse. Um, it's almost like it's not okay to be a, a, a man anymore. To be masculine anymore is offensive to so many people now, and I don't understand why that's such an issue for people. You know why is it so wrong to be a man and want to take care of your family and do the right thing uh, and to be strong and masculine. I don't understand why that's such a negative thing nowadays. It makes no sense to me.
No, it doesn't. I mean, and like my whole thing with it too was, you got all these, like I saw this thing on Facebook where they said, you look at pictures of your grandfather and your dad from years ago in their military uniforms, or, they got pictures smoking a cigar on a boat with whiskey. 50 years from now or 60 years from now, well, look at this picture of your grandpa I found on Facebook with a freaking, with their little dog nose on their filter and their purple hair. It's like, come on, fucking man up. I'm sorry. It's like, I don't give a shit if I come off as an asshole. Man the fuck up. Be a man. Quit dyeing your fucking hair. I mean, you quit being so fucking feminine. I'm sorry. To me, it's like,
Look, there's nothing wrong with being a sensitive man.
not at all.
There's nothing wrong with having compassion or being empathetic
To
or
me,
any of those
well, to
things.
me, that makes. I mean,
That that
that's what makes you a man. I
exactly.
mean, you have to have compassion. I mean,
There's nothing wrong with that, but you don't have to go so far as to wear a dress, high heels, uh, all of that. I mean, th-
wax your eyebrows, have
yeah,
highlights
I
in your
mean,
hair. It's like, come on,
when
man.
you're walking down the street and you see someone and you legitimately can't tell if it's a male or a female, it seems like an issue to me. I
Yeah.
mean,
Well, you
I
got
mean,
these,
look, to each his own. If that's your deal, fine. But I
but
mean,
don't get on anyone else's case for
but
being a man.
don't don't get all over my case because I open doors for women or uh, I want to take care of my family and you know don't jump on my case for being masculine. I mean, I'm not telling you to quit doing the stupid shit you're doing, the stuff that I think is ridiculous. You know,
Well, I am. Well, because I mean, a lot of these guys nowadays, they don't have respect for women. It's like, back in the day, I mean,
but it's not okay. So when it comes to respecting women, I feel like it's almost not the men's fault.
well, no, no, it's not, because you
It's
have a
these
lot of these the
feminists.
feminist movement says I'm a strong woman, I can open my own
I
door.
can take care of
But then
myself
when
and
you
blah blah
don't, but
blah.
then when you don't open the door, they go, "What an asshole! Chivalry's dead." It's like
Make up your fucking
we're
mind.
afraid to do anything because, I mean, I'm not. If I open a door for a woman and she says I can do it myself, I'd be like, well, next time I will let you open the door, but I'm being a fucking gentleman. I'm sorry. But it's like we're almost afraid to do something because are we gonna get yelled at for being polite? If I'm gonna get yelled at for being polite, then fucking yell at me. I'd rather be polite and get yelled at than be an asshole. And you say, well, thank you for not holding the door. I'm a woman. I can handle it myself. I'd be like, well, yeah, I'm gonna hold the door.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not
Bottom line.
I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid to
I'm
do
not saying
anything.
afraid, but it's like you almost have to work. You're kind of like
Yeah, you're kind of worried about it, but I'm gonna continue to do. I'm gonna continue to do me, and I'm gonna continue to hold the door open for women. I'm gonna continue to call you ma'am. I'm gonna continue to
yeah,
fucking because that's how I was raised. I was raised to be polite and a gentleman and to hold doors open for women and
yeah.
to do things for women and to offer your help to a woman and to treat them with respect and all of these things. That's how I was raised, and I'm not going to stop doing that just because you've got this bug up your ass that, well, I'm a strong independent. Well, great, good for you. I'm glad that you're a strong independent
There's
woman
nothing wrong with asking for
and that you
help.
can take care of yourself, and you should be able to. But there's still nothing wrong with a little help every now and then, and there's nothing wrong with a guy being a gentleman and offering to help, or holding a door open for you, or getting up when you
You
sit
enter a
down.
room or anything like that,
I
yeah.
mean, there's nothing wrong with that. And to say that's it's toxic masculinity is just a load of crap. I mean, in my opinion, I mean, good for you if you're a strong, independent woman. I applaud you for that, and I want every woman to be a strong, independent woman. You should be able to take care of yourself. I hate these fucking women that leech off of men and use men for their money and for connections and everything else. I think that's shitty. But to say that I shouldn't be a gentleman because you're a strong, independent woman is just a load of shit.
Well, I mean, I mean, just in throughout history, men were the protectors. I
That
think it even said in the Bible, men were created to protect and take care of the woman. Not saying the woman, not saying we have to go out there and work. You got to stay home and do everything. I mean, yeah, go out and work, make a life for yourself. That's great and all.
do what you want to do. I
But
mean,
don't get on my ass. I mean, I had some lady when this was back in New York after I got out of the military. I was, some lady walked up to the counter and I said good morning, and she said good morning. I said what can I get for you, ma'am? And she was probably 40 years old. She goes, what the hell did you just call me? I said, ma'am. She goes, how old do I look to you? I said, I just got out of the service. I said, I don't care if you're 21 years old or if you're 90 years old. I said, I'm calling you ma'am. I said, I even did that before the service. I
yeah,
said, but now it's ingrained in me to do it.
it's
And I
just
said, if that pisses you off, I said, I'm sorry. And she goes, well, I don't appreciate it. I said, well, tough shit. And I let someone else take care of her. I'm like, I'm not going to let you make me feel bad because I have respect
no.
and I'm trying to be nice to you.
I
If
mean,
that pisses you off, you need to fucking reevaluate your life.
yeah, it, it's not meant. It's not meant to be an insult. It's meant to be respectful. I mean, same reason I call men sir. I call women
I
ma'am.
mean, I
I
was
mean,
called sir when I was in my 20s in the service. I'm like, I'm not gonna sit there like, whoa, whoa, how old do you think I am? No, it's a sign of
it's
respect.
a
It's a
sign
sign
of
of like almost
respect.
authority. Certainly, I call every police officer sir. I don't
Yeah,
call them officer. I say sir. It's a sign of authority, a sign of respect. That's all it is, and that's falling away. It's falling away from society right now, and especially with like all this respect for women. I see guys, I mean, you see it all the time. They don't treat their girls right.
but here's a
To me, it's like open the door for your even married. Open the door for your wife. Hold the door for her. Me and you are at that point now where I can see my wife on the couch. She's sitting there. I'm like, she's cold. I'm getting her a blanket. Or this is, or I just know how she feels, and I get it for her before she even asks for it. She goes, "How'd you know?" I said, I know you."
yeah,
And it's like it's just fucking respect. It's like take care of her. She takes care of you
yeah.
more than you know. Take care of her too.
Like, it's
Treat her like the fucking queen that she is.
I mean, especially in a relationship, it's meant to be, it should be 50-50. You take care of each other. It's not one person doing more than the other. It's you both have different roles, but you're both putting in the same amount of work.
Yeah,
It can't be one-sided. You can't be putting in all the work and she can't be putting in all the work. It should be a 50-50, a good balance of, you know,
yeah.
hey, look, I'll go I'll take care of, mowing the yard and fixing the cars and all this kind of shit, and you take care of, you do the dishes and vacuum. Or if if I don't know shit, which that's never been the case for me, but if I was one of those guys that I don't know shit about cars or whatever, or I didn't feel like I was too lazy to mow the grass, but my wife knew shit about cars or liked mowing the grass, then by all means, you go do that, and I'll fucking do the dishes and vacuum or whatever. I mean, but there should be a balance. It shouldn't be one person doing
Well,
everything.
yeah, and that's the other thing too. All these guys are like, I don't, the wife does the cooking and cleaning. If that's how you are, you're an asshole.
Dude, guess what? I fucking cook, and the reason
I cook and clean more than my wife because you know what? My wife works her ass off. So you know what? She's tired. She's got shit she's got to do. I don't mind making dinner. I got kids that are relying on me to eat.
yeah, I mean the thing is, like,
I'm not gonna say, bitch, where's my food? No, fuck that. You're hungry. Make yourself some fucking dinner, and while you're at it, make the rest of your family dinner.
well, for me it's like,
There's nothing feminine about cooking.
I enjoy cooking. It's one of my passions. I love to cook. So I cook and she does the dishes. That's the arrangement that we have. That's just the way that it is. So, it doesn't have to be, you know, uh, it doesn't have to be the stereotypical roles, but you should both put in the same amount of work. I mean, for a woman to say don't do shit for me because I'm an independent, you're a fucking idiot. Like that is the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. everybody needs help now and then. Everybody should.
I've asked my wife for help. I've like, hey babe, I can't do this. Hey, I need help with this. I mean, yeah, kind of. I mean, I try not to ask for help as much. That's just guy thing. We try not to ask for help,
Well,
but there
yeah,
are times where I'm like, hey, I can't handle this. Can you help? And of course she's going to do it because I bust my ass and she busts her ass, and we help each other out when it's
yeah.
needed. Just the way it is. And I mean, I do that to my kids now. I teach my like we were at a restaurant a couple weeks ago, and we were walking. It was just me and my son and my daughter. We were walking out to the car, and this old man with a walker was walking up to the door. I said, "Go get that door for that guy." He goes, "Why?" I said, "Because he's old, and it's the polite thing to do." I said, "You're going to be a fucking man. You're going to show some respect." He goes, "Okay." Held the door for the guy. The guy said, "Thank you so much. You're such a sweet young man." That was fucking great.
But
But
that's
he needs to learn that's what you do for the elderly, and that's what you do for women. You hold the fucking door.
yeah.
You take care of them.
But
Especially when you see someone struggling. It's like, get you. I don't give a shit if you got shit in your hands. Go help out.
but it's become it's become this thing now in society. Like it's you can't even pay a woman a compliment anymore
Oh no,
because
thanks, Epstein.
it gets taken offensively. Like it's like, hey, you look really pretty today, or you got a great smile, or I love your
Oh yeah,
eyes.
no, all of a sudden it's sexual harassment, then
It's
you're
like,
fired from your job, or they call the police. It's like,
yeah,
how do you think people met in the day? How do you think people had conversations?
yeah. You're like,
How do you
what the
think how do
fuck?
you think I met my wife? How do you think people meet anybody?
I mean, it's not like
I
I'm.
met my wife through my sister. Said, I mean, she knew I thought she was attractive. That's how we met. We had to talk. I mean, if you can't even if you can't even sit there and give a woman a compliment,
But that's the thing, though. I mean, something as simple as a
well,
compliment
but that's all
is
this on.
taken the wrong way
But
now.
that's all this online shit. Everyone's meeting online now. Everyone's meeting through people. It's like
I don't even.
no one knows how to fucking just.
I don't even think it's. I don't even think
Well, that's
it's
part of
that.
the problem.
I think it's they just they get offended by it. Like when you pay a woman a compliment nowadays, they get offended by it. And it's like
Well, it's
I
like
don't understand that.
I'm
It's
like
like
yeah, I'm not gonna
I
walk up.
find I'm a man and I find you attractive. There's
Yeah, I mean,
nothing wrong. Now, I mean, I'm
I'm
not
not
gonna.
gonna walk up and say nice tits because you got them
Yeah.
hanging up. But I'm gonna say you look good today. And of
Hey,
course,
love them sweater
and
puppies.
of course, if you wear a low cut dress and you got big tits, guys are gonna look at your tits. Don't be offended if you catch some guy staring at them. They're there.
Well, that's the
I
other
mean, if I
thing.
walk around with my dick hanging out and I get, why are you staring at my dick?
But that's the
It's
thing, though.
hanging out. You're gonna look at it. So I mean, I've seen girls looking at other girls like, damn, she's got nice tits or she's got a nice ass. I mean, girls compliment other girls.
Yes.
Why is it so wrong for a guy to do it?
I mean, I wouldn't go as far as, like he said, I wouldn't go as far as to say, "Hey, nice tits or nice ass." But if I find you attractive, I'm like, "Hey, you look really great today," or it's a great smile, or
I mean, your wife. I mean, I'm sure your wife. Once in a while, if we go out
un-
somewhere nice, she goes, "How do I look?"
of
You look
course,
fucking great.
you always say you look great.
Well, no, I mean, but it's my wife. I mean, but that's the thing. My wife, she always looks great. I mean, I'm not trying to.
That looks like shit. Go put something else
Yeah,
on.
no. She'll ask me, "Do these shoes match?" I'm like, "No, I don't think that looks good." I'm not saying she doesn't look good. I'm like, "No, the outfit you put together does not look right.
I'm
Go
a
change it."
I'm a brutally honest person, and people know better than to ask me questions like that because you're going to
Yeah.
get an honest answer. I don't care. I don't give a shit about your feelings because I think honesty is a little more important than feelings.
Well, yeah.
Grow some thick skin.
Well, yeah. I
If you
mean,
if you
nowadays, yeah,
can't
you have to have thick skin.
if you can't handle constructive criticism, and I'm not a dick about it most of the time, depending on who you are, but if you can't handle constructive criticism, then
Don't ask.
what are you even doing in
Well,
this
then
world?
don't ask.
Yeah.
That's one of those people like they have that word called asshole. You say, okay, do you want the blue or the green? I would go with the green. Well, fuck you, I'm going with the blue. You're an asshole. Don't ask me if you don't want my fucking opinion.
Exactly.
That's one thing. Anybody that does that pisses me off. And I joke around with my wife about that. I'm like, are you gonna take my advice? Or are you gonna fucking? I said, then don't ask.
Yeah.
Okay.
But people know better than to ask me
Yeah.
for my honest opinion or my to ask me questions because I'll tell you
Exactly.
like it is.
But
I
yeah.
don't give a shit.
But yeah. But back to this whole. When women say chivalry's dead, it's not dead. And like Dave Chappelle said, if chivalry's dead, you fucking killed it.
Yeah, it's look
Because you got
it's
on
not
guys' asses about being polite and opening the door. Well, I'm a strong and independent. Well, sorry, then I'm not. Then from now on, if I got 3 girls bitching me for opening the door or saying something polite, then guess what? That guy's going to stop, and it's going to ruin it for everyone else that likes that chivalry, likes that old Southern hospitality. It's just going to fucking ruin it for everyone else.
yeah. I mean the thing is, like chivalry's not dead, but it's dying.
It's
And
rare.
and guess what?
It's
This
on the endangered species list.
this next generation coming up,
It's going to be gone.
it won't exist. It'll be completely dead because first of all, they won't know how to interact with people face to face because they've got their head in their phone or in a computer 90% of the time, and they don't know how to interact with other people to begin
And
with.
they're doing their Insta tweets or their face
Yeah.
tube,
And then on top of that,
whatever it's called.
everything that they say is offensive to women, so they
Mm-hmm.
won't be able to do any of that.
Yep.
It's getting to the point where it will be dead. This next generation, I
Yeah.
don't even know, what to think about this generation coming up now. I mean, in 20 years, God only knows what things are going to be like. I mean, I can't even imagine how shitty things are going to
No,
be.
I mean, and like I said, like I'm teaching my son, like I tell him all the time, man up, grow up. And, you know, a lot of people think I'm hard on my kid. I'm like, listen, if I'm not hard on him,
He's going to
he
grow up to be a shithead.
he's gonna grow up to be a shithead, and he's gonna. I mean, I'm not. I'm sorry, I'm not raising a pussy for a son.
No.
You know, if he scrapes his knee, I'm like, get over it.
Yeah.
I'm
Rub,
sorry,
rub some dirt on
yeah,
it.
unless you got a bone popping out of your skin, we're not going to the hospital. And I'll tell him that. I'm like, oh, do you need to go to the hospital for that? Are you okay? Get over it. Toughen up. I mean, that's how I went with the whole bike riding thing. I'm like, before he even started, I said, you're gonna fucking fall, you're gonna bleed, you're gonna bruise, you're gonna be in pain.
Yeah. But these,
And it happened. And guess what? He loves it now. But you have
these
to. I mean,
these
like,
boys growing up, today, with all of these, everybody gets a trophy, and your feelings matter, and all of this crap. It's like, you know what? That's not how the world is.
nope.
The world doesn't give a shit about your feelings. The world doesn't hand out trophies to everybody. There are winners, there are losers. I mean, that's life. You're gonna get hurt, you're gonna get the shit beat out of you, you're gonna, bad shit happens. That's the world that we live in.
Yeah.
And if you try to baby these boys, and I mean, and girls too, but we're talking about men right now. But if you try to baby these boys, and protect them and shelter them as they're growing up, and not let them experience the shit that the world has to offer, the crap, the hardships, all of the shitty things that happen to you throughout life. If you don't let them experience those things, then when they do enter the real world, it's going to be a rude awakening, or they're going to try to change the world to fit that utopian belief system that you've instilled on them all these years, and tell all the crap that you fed them about how the world is a perfect place and everybody's good, and this and
Mm-hmm.
that, and so they're going to try to create that, which is what's happening, what you have happening now with all of these liberals,
With their safe spaces, and you can't say this.
right.
You can't
I
say.
mean,
You can't use gender terms. You can't say
because
he or she because it's offensive. You can't.
everything is
Fuck.
offensive.
It's like,
Everything is offensive.
yeah. Come on.
So and that's what they're trying to, everything should be equal. Socialism is great because everybody will be on the same page, everybody will have equal shit, no, there's no winners or losers. Guess what?
Yeah.
That's
Well.
not real life.
Yeah. We'll all be broke. We'll all be fucking suffering. Yeah.
Exactly.
That's what's going to happen.
So I mean, that's what you're dealing with now, is you have all of these kids who grew up with their parents telling them that, oh, well, you played your best, you deserve a trophy. No, motherfucker, if you didn't win, you don't deserve a trophy.
I sucked at sports growing up.
Guess what?
I never got shit, and I know because I sucked.
Yeah, guess
Tough
what?
shit.
If
Bottom line.
you didn't
I
win,
tried harder
you
next
need to
time.
try harder. You need to practice more, try harder, because guess what? If you're giving out trophies to everyone, those trophies don't mean shit anymore. It doesn't mean anything to win. But
Yeah.
that's the route that they're wanting to go, where there are no winners or losers. Everybody's equal. Everybody gets a fair outcome. Guess
No.
what? I'm all for equal opportunity, but equal outcome is a myth. It doesn't exist. So you can give everybody an equal opportunity, which is what we already have in this country. But to expect an equal outcome is just, it's insane. And you're living
Yeah.
in a fairy tale world. It does not exist because everybody's different and everybody tries differently. Everybody, works harder, or works less, or, no two people are equal. That's not the way
Nope.
that we were created.
I mean,
Everyone
I'm
is
better.
different.
We're not as good looking. I'm better.
It's
just It's just the way the world works.
just the way the
Yeah, I mean,
world
you
works.
can't help it.
That shit
You know, I'm
drives me.
just.
It shit drives me crazy, man. I mean,
But no, it does. But like I said, but with these kids, with the kids, with the with the respect. I mean, even with respect towards other guys, it's like these kids don't have respect for authority. They have nothing, and it's like I said, come back down to the chivalry. It's like chivalry is not just for guys with for me, it's not just guys treating girls good. It's guys treating other men with respect, shaking the hand, having that that agreement. It's just
So that's another
be a fucking man.
big thing for me is I've noticed that, you don't see guys shaking hands as much as you used to. I don't know if you noticed that. I mean, maybe I'm just
No, I mean I shake hands with I've
maybe
shaken
I'm
hands
just
with the people I
crazy,
meet.
but like these young men that are growing up nowadays, I never see them shaking anyone's hand. Like it unless someone else reaches out first to shake their hand, like an older gentleman or something reaches out to shake their hand. They're not, and that to me, that growing up, that was like when an older, I remember being, 12, 13 years old, and one of my dad's friends reached out to shake my hand. I was like, oh shit, like I'm a
I'm one
man,
of the
I'm
guys,
one of the
yeah.
guys now.
And
Like
he
that
felt
was,
and he felt like he was gonna break your fucking hand off,
yeah,
but it's like
but
that's what you do.
it was just that it was just that thing. Like I don't know how to explain it, but it was just
You felt like you were growing up, like you were
yes,
part of the group now.
yeah, and
Yeah.
it you don't, I guess, and maybe I'm just crazy. Maybe I just don't pay attention enough or whatever. But I just don't. I feel like I don't see that as much anymore. I don't see this younger generation shaking people's hands, and that it meant something. Like growing up, that meant something.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe not to everybody, but for me it did. And so I don't know. It's just one of those things that I've noticed.
Yeah.
But
No, I mean just teach your kids. I mean, teach your son how to be a man and how to treat women. And on the other side, treat your girl with respect, but also teach her what she should be treated like. Teach her how a guy should be towards women. Your daughter's gonna see that through how you treat your wife and how you treat her.
yes,
Teach her that when you get to that age and you start dating and you find a man, he doesn't honk the horn outside and wait for you. Because I swear to God, if a guy comes to my house and honks the horn, she's not going on the fucking date.
no, he can sit his ass out there and wait all fucking night. I'm not.
No, no, no. The second he honks the horn, I'm going to say, she's not coming out tonight. Have a good night, and he's getting the fuck out of there. If anyone ever honks on that fucking horn,
Oh, I wouldn't even do that.
he
I just let him sit out there and wait.
no, 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 because I don't want my daughter being like, well, he's waiting outside. I'm going to go out there. No,
I don't
he's
care.
fucking gone. I'm going to tell him next time you come to my house. If you come to my house, you come to my fucking door. You say, how's it going, sir? I'm here to pick up your daughter. You shake my fucking hand. You sit down with me. We're going to have that talk. But teach your daughter how to be treated by men. Because a lot of these girls out there, they think, oh, a guy can treat me like shit. Teach them how to be fucking treated. They're going to learn it through you.
You need to teach them. You need to teach them what they deserve. They deserve to be treated well, and not to settle for anything less than what they deserve. And but you also need to teach them to be strong, independent women. You need to teach them
Well,
to
of
be able to
course,
take
yeah.
care of themselves and to be strong. And when I say strong, I also mean mentally strong. Don't don't get upset over every little thing. Don't cry about every little thing.
Or if a guy does treat you like shit, be like, you know what? Go fuck yourself.
But
I'm out of here. Yeah,
that's
it's
my
like don't
point.
don't let a guy run all over you.
They need to be tough so that they can, so that they know how to deal with situations like that. They know how to deal with the bad guys, because
Yeah.
there are a lot of bad guys out there that treat women like shit. Um, but not all of them are like that, you know. But I just think that if you're a good if you're a good, genuine person, if you have respect for yourself and respect for others, and you try to do the right thing as often as you can, um, and you're just a morally good person. I mean, that's all that matters. I mean, but at the same time, you need to understand how this world is, and that it's not all fucking rainbows and puppy dogs and all this kind of bullshit that these people are trying to feed their kids. I mean, it's insane. The world is not a nice place. The world is a shitty place.
Hmm.
The world sucks. There are a lot of fucking bad people in this world, and guess what? That'll never change.
Nope.
There are not enough uh, policies and laws and protests in the world that's going to change that. There are always going to be bad people in this world trying to do bad things, and the more you tell your kids that, oh, if everybody just loves everybody, and if we're all just be good, and we, share everything, and the more you tell your kids that kind of crap, the worse off they're going to be. You need to let them see the real world and let them know that, there's shitty people in this world, and you need to learn how to protect yourself, and you need to learn to
Oh, I've told my son that
not to be
before.
offended by every little thing, and grow some thick skin, be tough, and you deal with the world as it comes, and you
Well,
know,
because then at the same time, you got these kids that can't handle it, so their only option is, okay, I'm getting picked on in school. My dad's got that gun in the closet. I'm tired of this shit. I'm gonna go to school and shoot the kids that pick on me.
yeah,
If they were, I mean, I got fucking picked on to the point where
we all got picked
I
on.
got picked on to the point where I didn't want to go to fucking school. I had no friend. I mean, I had friends, but I got picked on. I never got like my ass kicked or beat up, but I got picked on religiously every fucking day. Never crossed my mind to go shoot up the fucking place.
No,
It's like it's just I had thick skin. I just fucking ignored it. I didn't let it bother me.
I think
And then eventually it stopped because the kids were like, well, it ain't fucking bothering them. It's a waste of my time. So they just let it go.
well, that's exactly how it.
Yeah, I mean, and
That's
there were
exactly how it
kids that I
goes.
did get into fights with, and we were fucking friends the next day. It's like, it's just,
Hell,
but that,
that's how I met half of my friends growing up.
yeah. I mean,
We
that's how it,
we fought first, and when it was all said and done, hey man, you want to come over and
yeah.
play some basketball or
I mean,
throw
I
the ball
remember when I
around?
first saw you, I kicked the
Sure.
shit out of you, and then we're cool. We were like, hey,
Motherfucker.
one hit to the head with a baseball bat, and we're cool now.
But it's just
But
the
don't
the
but like I said, don't think it's a problem to teach your son to be manly. I mean
no.
that's the biggest thing nowadays. It's like these people don't let their sons be men.
There's nothing
There's not
wrong with
sons,
being
their son be
masculine.
men. I fucked that all up. Don't be afraid to teach your son how to be a man and how to be masculine and how to be tough.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with being masculine.
No, nothing at all. I mean,
There's a reason
teach
why.
them how to chop wood. Teach them how to throw a football. Teach them how to catch. Teach them how to take them out biking. Let them fall. I mean, scrape them up. Get them some scars.
Teach them how to
I
take a
mean, my
hit.
my son just came home the other day. Teach him how to take a hit. I mean, my son came home the other day, and I said, "How's school today?" He goes, "Good." He goes, we started playing football in gym. I said, "How was it?" He goes, "The coach had to stop because no one knew how to throw a ball. How to throw a ball."
That's sad.
I said, "Are you?" He goes, "Yeah." He goes, "We had to spend 2 days learning how to throw."
That's so
I said,
sad.
"Christian, he goes, I said, I've shown you how to throw a football, how to throw a spiral, how to catch." He goes, "I know." He goes, "But no one else knew how to do it." I said, "That's fucking pathetic."
It's so sad.
No, but get their phones out. They can fucking sit there and they can find anything on the online or
Yeah.
play any video game. But God forbid they know how to throw a fucking football or a baseball or anything. It's
And I'm not knocking all the technology and shit. I mean, it's great. But these kids need to be outside. They need to be out in the heat.
no. I
They need
mean,
to be,
yeah.
getting dirty and scraping their
I
knees
I
and
take my son out
fighting and stuff.
anytime I do the
Look, fighting
oil.
is
Yeah,
healthy. Look, that's another big issue for me.
yeah. They say violence doesn't help. Violence doesn't solve anything. Sometimes it does.
Look,
Sometimes it does. You get into it. You got a guy picking on you.
kids
Kick the
fighting,
shit out of him.
kids fighting is actually healthy for them because number one, teaches them to be tough, and number two, it gets out all of that built up aggression and all these kids that you see out, committing these mass shootings and all this kind of crap. It's because they've bottled all that shit up for years and they have no release for it.
And they're told if they get into a fight or hit some kid, they're in trouble in school and they're in trouble at home.
Exactly.
They're afraid of getting in trouble, so they go, well, fuck it. If I'm gonna get in trouble, I'm gonna go all out and just fucking and take everyone out.
But it is
I mean,
it's very
I've
healthy.
told my kid, if some kid picks on you or touches you, take it out. Kick the shit out of him. I said, I don't care if the school calls me, goes, well, I don't get in trouble with you. I said, dude, I'll take you out to a fucking movie and buy you something. I said, stand up for yourself. It doesn't bother me. Now, don't go out looking for fights.
No.
But if you're standing there and some kid comes up behind you and pushes you and calls your name, go.
Well, it's like
Have it. Have at it.
I told my son something similar to that. I said, look, I said if
Don't
someone
be a punching
I
bag.
said if someone's screwing with you, and when I say screwing with you, I mean if they're physically putting their hands on you. I said, first thing you need to do, I said, we'll play the school's game. I said, the first thing you do,
Tell him to stop.
you tell him to stop and you notify the teacher. I said,
Yeah.
if he does it again and the teacher does nothing about it, then you lay him out.
Game's over.
Because
Mhm.
she's already been notified that the kid was doing this. She chose not to do anything. He or she chose not to do anything about it. The kid continued to do it. You laid him out. I'll support you 110%. I'll be down at the school, taking care of business if I need to, whatever needs to be done, because I'm not you don't need to allow that to happen.
Yeah.
You need to learn to stand up for yourself.
Well, that's what
And
my wife told my son. You're not going to be the school's punching bag.
no,
If you get picked on, stand up for
absolutely
yourself.
not. Absolutely not.
It's like that's not what we're sending you to school for.
Yeah, I mean,
And I don't want to have to come down to that point where I'm the parent going there yelling at the other kid's parents or yelling at the kid in the fucking parking lot telling him to leave my kid alone. You
no,
gotta teach a kid to stand up for himself because we're not always going to be there for him.
it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be the parents beating the shit out of each other. It should be the kids beating the shit out of each other.
Yeah.
That's the way it should be. Seriously. I mean, I'm not talking about fucking weapons and shit, and baseball bats
No,
and
fucking
knives,
fucking hands. That's
but I'm
it.
saying get in a fist fight, beat the shit out of each other. Chances are you probably end up being friends when it's all said and done. And not only that, but you just got all that aggression out. You feel better about yourself,
You know,
and everything's done and
and none
over
of those
with.
other kids are gonna be like, "Well, shit, he just went off. I'm not fucking with him anymore because obviously he's got a temper
I'm
issue." It's like
telling
that's
you,
it.
it's healthy. I mean, look,
But that's all part of being a man. I mean, it's gonna happen. I mean, even me and my friends have gotten into fights. We are on the ground wrestling, smacking, punching, kicking. It's like it happens.
dude, I
A day
remember,
later, we're out fucking riding our bikes.
dude, I remember growing up. We used to watch, fucking wrestling and shit on TV. Dude, we would wrestle in the living room.
Yeah.
9 times out of 10, it ended up in a real fight.
Oh, it always does.
It always
You'd always
does.
pretend fight, and all of a sudden you're like, you get poked in the eye, you son of a bitch, and then you start going
It's
off on the guy.
on.
It always happens.
Yeah, I mean,
But
but it's healthy. It's good for these kids. I mean, if you shelter them and baby them, I mean, you're gonna end up with a
and yeah,
pussy for a
and
son.
don't let your son walk out of the house with jeans that are painted on. Okay? Fuck. None of these skinny fucking
Skinny
jeans,
jeans.
skinny jeans, and their hair up in man buns. I mean, fuck. I mean, come on. If you want a girl, adopt a girl. There's kids out there that need to be adopted, but don't raise your son to be a fucking girl.
Yeah,
All these pictures and all this shit, these guys with manscaping.
I just don't
That
understand.
fucking word is just terrible.
I just don't understand the skinny jean thing. Like, it's uncomfortable. Like,
I wouldn't know because I've never fucking worn a pair.
well, so I buy jeans like once every 5 years
Oh
or
no,
something.
me too. Yeah, I
So
rarely ever buy them.
the last time I went in, they had some that were, I forget what they called them. They
Like
weren't called skinny
like
jeans,
slim fit.
something like that.
Yeah,
Anyway, I put them on and I was like, dude, this is fucking uncomfortable. Like, I can't even move around. I can't bend
yeah,
over. I can't do shit in these things. Like, how can anybody wear this?
yeah. Well,
But
they got the skinny jeans. They look like these, teenage guys who shop at Baby Gap with their fucking shirts that are, so fucking tight and the sleeves are up to their shoulders. It's like, dude, dress like I mean, I'm sorry, dress like a man, act like a man.
yeah,
When you go out, wear a nice suit. Don't wear some. I mean, all these guys wearing these freaking, just. I mean, I can't even explain all because we're almost out of time. But just go on Instagram and see all these fruitcakes on there wearing this shit. It's like just fucking dress like a man.
it drives me
There's
crazy.
nothing wrong with a suit and a tie.
Nope.
So
Classic.
that's our rant for the day. But finish it off. Nothing wrong with being a man. Be a fucking man and man up.
That's it.
That's it.
All right, guys, we're out of time. Like, subscribe, share. Appreciate it.
Bye.